Okay, we're doing a quick video on replacing a battery on a Volvo S80, and the issue is which battery to buy. Your choices are H6 and T7. Well, most listings are going to be the H6. However, if your car has the premium sound, you're going to need the T7, and that's very important. Or you're going to really not be liking life when your battery only lasts like a couple of years. So check and make sure that you understand what battery you need, because there are differences. And so for this S80 we need the Group's T7, not the H6. So I have my little headlight on, so I'm going to be flashing in and out here, but you want to get the compartment as clear as possible so that you have room to install your new battery into your compartment. Make sure it locks into place here. Well, actually you're going to screw it down, so make sure it sits in place very well. So that's the first part. Alright, the next part is the clamp. You have this extended locking bolt here. You have a torque limiter washer, and it's going to go on one or the other, depending on which one you have to line up in order to get the battery in place. And the reason for that is because the H6 is a different size from the T7. So you want to make sure that everything is lined up properly, and I'll show you how that works once I get it in place. So there's a little hook on the end, and that's going to be the front of the battery. It's going to sit down in a compartment like this, and these holes, one or both, will line up with the nut that's molded into the battery compartment tray. So there it is in position, and you can see that the little hook I just told you about is on the front of the battery, and one of the holes lines up with the nut that's molded into the tray, so we'll have to use that one. So I just put a piece of electrical tape around the torque limiter. It's like a thick washer to keep it from falling in, because it needs to go in, and I don't want to set it in place and then fish around. What I've done before is put the torque limiter down in there, the washer if you will, and then I just scooted it along, use this as a tool to scoot it along, but now I use just a piece of electrical tape. Alright, we'll just tighten this guy down here. Get it good and tight. We'll connect our positive and negative. In this case, the negative cable goes over top of the positive here. That's how it's designed, so I'm going to connect the positive first. Then I use the brand name Vaseline as a corrosion inhibitor on the battery post. I found that the store brands or the generics really don't work very well. They kind of melt away, where the brand name petroleum jelly works great. So let's get that on there. Just kind of get this on there like that. It's pretty much set in the way that it goes on. There's really not much room to do it any other way. So we just kind of push that on there. Get our 10mm and tighten it down. Just kind of lock everything in place. Make sure that all these grommets and seals, everything are all in their proper place. I'll just remove this protective cover. Keep things from shorting out there. I just kind of put it around the top and then let it press itself down into place here. There we go. Alright, then we'll install the vent hose, and it just sits here in the compartment. It's not vented to atmosphere anywhere, just right here in the battery compartment. Alright, next we're going to have our cover go in here. This kind of goes into place like this. Locks down with a quarter turn. And the battery cover slides into place. There's a bunch of connections here. Looks like 4 of them. So just kind of slide that in place. Lock all 4 sides down here, all 4 clips in place. We'll put our molding back on. And we're good to go. Fire it up.